Welcome to Raise Nation Radio, the podcast for nonprofit movers, shakers, and change makers. We are here to fuel your passion with a daily dose of fundraising inspiration while keeping the conversations and connections from the annual Raise Conference alive all year long. Tune in for fresh perspectives, bold strategies, and the hottest trends lighting up the nonprofit world. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned pro, buckle up. Each episode is packed with lively discussions, expert insights, and creative solutions to help you make an even bigger impact. Now get ready for another exciting episode. Please welcome your host from One Cause, Dawn Lego.
Hey Raise Nation, welcome back. We love joining with you on our podcast channel, and thank you for making the show so your fan favorite, right? We are just so excited to see all the plays every week and the interaction, and thank you for reaching out to us and telling us how much you're enjoying all the conversations like we're going to have this one. And if you'd like to join us on the show, please reach out to me. We'd love to have you as a guest, whether you're a thought leader or a nonprofit or anything in fundraising. We talk all things fundraising here on Raise Nation Radio. So we'd love to have you as a guest. But that segues into our guest for today, Miss Emma McDowell. I'm so excited to welcome you to Raise Nation Radio. Hi, Emma. How are you?
Great, Dawn. Thank you for having me today.
Oh gosh, it's my pleasure. We had such a great conversation not that long ago. And I see you're manifesting your spring vibes. It's sunny by me today. How about you? How's your weather?
It's a little sunny, but it's chilly.
Me too.
We had a 70-degree day like 2
Right?
weeks ago, and I've kind of held on to that, even though it's been like
Me too.
30s, 40s.
I know it's hoodie weather though. It's good hoodie weather. My husband always makes fun of me because whenever we go any place like a restaurant or the boardwalk, I live near the Jersey Shore, or I'm always like, oh, I got to get hoodies. He's like, you say that everywhere we go. We have a collection of hoodies here, but I like hoodie weather. So I know you really well at this point, but I want our audience to know you just as good as I know you. So would you mind just introducing yourself and whatever you want to share personally or whatever you feel comfortable sharing? I just hit the mic. I'm so sorry for that, whatever noise that just made, but we'd love to know what you do, the mission that you're representing, and all that good stuff. Give us the tea.
Yeah, so I'm Emma. I'm a philanthropy and engagement coordinator at Concordia University, St. Paul. And my main mission in my position is kind of twofold. First, it is to create a culture of philanthropy with our whole community, both our students on campus, our students online, our alumni base, like anybody that CSP touches and connects with. We want to build that culture of philanthropy. And as part of that, my main responsibility during the year is planning our Day of Giving. And I was really drawn to this position because when I was in school, I was very greatly affected by donor generosity. So being in a position like this, where I'm able to help students who are like me, is just really great. It's a great reminder every day of, why it's important. And especially being at a school that is so focused on affordability for students. I mean, just the cost of attending school these days is wild. It's insane.
I'm a senior at Boston College, so
yeah.
I know that very well.
You know.
And let me underscore the fact that she's a senior, and that means that I'm going to be relieved soon of that tuition. Makes me very happy.
That's great. Happy for you.
Yes,
Happy for you that you don't have to worry about FAFSA and all that anymore.
Yes.
And so, yeah, working at a university that really strives to bring affordability and accessibility to students is really great. Feeds my soul.
Fills your cup.
When I see, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when is the Day of Giving?
Our Day of Giving, CSP Day, was last week. It was March 20th this year.
Oh.
It's usually the third Thursday in March.
Third Thursday in March. How'd you do? Should I ask?
Amazing. We did great.
Congratulations.
This is the third Day of Giving that I've planned while I've been here at CSP. And it was great. We hit our highest amount ever.
Oh, nice.
54,000.
Fantastic. Wow.
I think it beat our last highest by like 10,000. It was like a huge runaway success. 68 donors, highest
Wow, you
we've
have all the
had.
data, all the stats.
Oh yeah, now that it's over, we're kind of living in the data world part of it,
Of course.
analyzing,
Right,
seeing
that's the
how
best
things
part.
went.
And starting for
Yes.
next year already, right? How are we going
Oh
to
yeah.
improve and beat it by
A lot
another
of
10,000?
numbers. Yes.
Good
A
for
lot of
you.
numbers floating through my head. So it was a great week last week. It's been a great week this week, not having to worry about it.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Just
the
kind of being
relief,
able
right?
to,
It's over. Good,
yes.
bad, or indifferent. It is over. That's a reason to celebrate. Oh my gosh, I have so many questions. I'm so excited for
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start, if I should go back or forward, but on the day of giving, March
Mhm.
27th, you said it was?
20.
March 20th. Okay, sorry about that. So were you able to see your donations in real time?
Yeah, we get an email every single time one comes through. Especially after we push out an email or a text, kind of seeing them blast one after another. It's so satisfying.
So were you like all day, like another one? Were you just glued?
Yeah, a little.
I mean, how could you not be?
I know. We had like stuff going on around campus, but the entire time I had my phone on me, and every time it buzzes, I'm like, "What
What
email is
minute?
this? Like, how much did we get this much?"
Texting.
Yeah.
Group text.
Yes.
How much fun is that? It's good to see you so passionate about your giving day. Was there a theme or anything new, or
Mhm.
is this, tell me more about it, because I think the audience is probably catching your passion and how excited you are. And we want to
Mhm.
get them excited too. So what did you do that was different, new, exciting, fun?
Yeah. So we don't normally have a theme every year. We kind of change up the branding, change up the marketing a little bit just to keep things fresh. Our tagline for this year was your gift, their future. And so just a lot of focusing on how, at the end of the day, we're all here to help our students. We're all here to help them succeed. So always finding a way to really drive that home. And we added a lot of really exciting things this year.
Oh, tell me.
So one of the biggest things that we added this year, so we recently started a partnership with Feather, and so this was our
I know
first day
Feather.
of giving.
Let's
Yes.
wait. Stop right there. Feather, if you're hearing this, you contributed to the best giving day
Yes.
to date. And Feather is a sponsor at our annual Raise
Great.
conference.
Yeah.
For anybody who's familiar, if you're not, please become familiar, because you can meet Feather and maybe hear about this case study too. But go ahead. So you worked with Feather.
Yes, we actually just had a meeting with them yesterday to kind of go over some of the numbers, and it was great to see. And our customer service representative, she's amazing, Michaela. She is so
Shout
great
out
at
to
breaking down the
Michaela.
numbers for us. Yes, shout out to Michaela. So this is the first day of giving that we've had digital ads. We, of course, have social ads.
Digital ads on LinkedIn or
on on Google, on like a lot of news websites, anytime where you see like the little sidebar.
yes,
If you're like me, it's a lot of like shopping.
retail therapy.
It's
Girl
a
after
lot
my own
of
heart.
like come back and complete your purchase.
Yes.
So where you see
Those
those,
ads.
just imagine.
Yes, those ads. Okay, gotcha.
And the goal this year with adding the Feather ads was creating a cohesive kind of marketing strategy. And the word I kind of keep coming back to a lot is like seamless, because we're sending out emails, we're sending out texts, people are seeing social posts. And so now we just kind of keep following them around. So they are seeing it everywhere. They're seeing it in new formats. They're being reminded of it. So that when the day comes, people will have heard about it. That's, I think, one of the biggest challenges with Days of Giving is that people get so many emails every day. We get so many texts. We get so many marketing items that being able to cut through that and make people remember, oh yes, March 20th. That's CSP's Day of Giving. I remember that. I've been seeing that, and just trying to kind of trigger those memories so people always know that it's coming up. And, when they open up their mailbox or their email,
They're ready for it
on the day.
Yes.
They should never be surprised.
Right.
That
What's
it's a
March
giving day.
20th? Right. Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, is
They
there
should
any
never be-
significance to the date? Is there any significance to March 20th?
No, it's the third. We usually do the third Thursday of March.
Who picked that date?
Before me,
Okay.
before my time.
Okay, got it.
It's a good period because it's a little, it's after kind of the year-end push from our office. It's before commencement. And so it's a really kind of like not busy time for our audiences. So that's why it's in March. And then as far as being the third Thursday,
Random.
Yeah, wish I knew, I guess, but
Random
it
day.
works out great.
It worked out. Who
Yeah.
cares?
It's a great day.
It's a great day in your world.
Yeah.
So what
So it was.
did you do anything for community celebration? I mean, as the day was, coming to the close of, the business day, how did you celebrate?
Yeah. So I mean, I always talk about with giving days, it's about community. It's about coming together. I think I typed those words like a million times from like January to March as I'm planning. It's just like crazy. Like when I'm like deep in it, it's like community, coming together.
Right.
And, it's really important to show that community is so much more than just like making a gift for students. It's so much more than just making a donation. It's about connecting with each other. So this year we were able to add a happy hour at the end of the day.
Fun.
Yeah, so we were able to welcome alumni, donors, employees. We invited parents, like anybody in the area who would be interested in coming to campus.
You were in the area and your schedule permitted. It was come on down and let's celebrate.
Yes.
Nice.
And my team for CSP Day, we kind of haul up all of our computers and set up shop in like a big event room on campus. And we kind of have like a command central because otherwise
like
we're all like
in real life, no phones.
Yeah, exactly. Because otherwise we're all kind of like, it's kind of hard to do it at like your individual desks when we're just like calling over to each other all day. And so when we were planning the happy hour, and we were kind of figuring out like, where should we have this at? Like, well, what better place than Command Central? What better place than like showing people like where the action starts and how it happens? And so we added the happppy hour.
Such a great idea. Were people actually calling out, I just got 1,000 and, was it like that or?
We had like a little TV that had like totals and there were a few people that they saw me like walking over smiling and they're like, oh, they must have just got a good one.
Wow. Good.
So people definitely caught on to the fun vibes. And that was also during the happy hour, we hit our goal. So
did it go to midnight? Did it go to like 11:59 p.m.? Is that the day of giving is official? Yes. Okay. But the happy hour, what was the time of the happy hour?
The happy hour was from 5 to 7.
Got it.
And so around
your goal during, oh wow. So everything after that was.
Yeah, just great.
Yeah, just great. A good way to describe it.
And so it was really fun. We had like such a wide range of like ages, people who are connected to the university in different ways. So there was so much community building going on that it was a really amazing addition to the day.
So how did that generational giving and generational engagement is certainly top of mind for a lot of nonprofits. How did you accomplish that? Because I think you mentioned you had wide range of ages attending.
Yeah, we are very lucky to have some really dedicated faculty who keep up amazing connections with our alumni. And so we always try and tap into them with these kind of events to invite their alumni base. And, I keep saying it all goes back to community, and that's how you get far. That's how you succeed, by building a community and sustaining it. But outside of that, as I mentioned, my focus in this role has really been about building a culture of philanthropy. And so for the past 2 years, I've been doing so many student events about philanthropy, about fundraising, about service, to teach students, like, this is how you are impacted. This is how you can help now. You can volunteer your time. You can thank donors. You can do all of these things to, appreciate the world of philanthropy that is making this education possible. And I think starting to see some of the positive effects of that, getting young donors who have understood why this is important at any level. And so it's something that it doesn't happen overnight, which we've learned. It takes a lot of sustained, concentrated effort.
So what are some of the challenges? I think our audience would love to hear that, because I think we're all striving for community and connection, right? I mean, it goes hand in hand with generosity and philanthropy. So what would you say are the challenges, the top 3 challenges that you would have to overcome, or that you have overcome, or that maybe you're still struggling with?
Yeah, I think in terms of our students, well, of course, being a university, there are some students who they do have to pay a lot for tuition. We try our best to offer as many scholarships as possible, but there are just some students who do need to take out, loans and that kind of thing. And that can be kind of a barrier to make them interested in giving. When we send out texts, we usually get about 1 or 2 responses say, I already paid this much. Why do you need more? I respect, I get it. I understand if that's not
Empathy
something
with
that's
your
in the cards
donors,
for you.
sure. But you can activate them other ways, correct? Which I think you're doing
you can
a great job
volunteer,
of.
you can, get involved in other ways. So, being understanding that people just aren't always in the space for it, and being able to offer those kind of alternatives.
Or this year, but you don't know where they'll be 5 years from now.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, responding to that with empathy, not immediately shutting out that connection of oh, well, they must not be interested in us at all. Guess we'll say goodbye to that.
Mm-hmm.
So always making sure that you are keeping a positive flow of information to them. And then I think with young donors as well, we hear it a lot from across the world of philanthropy, but just a large distrust in a lot of nonprofits. And
let's talk about that. Yeah.
Because, I know with especially Gen Z, as one myself, a lot of people my age prefer to kind of crowdfund instead of, making a gift to a large nonprofit. They would rather find a small local fundraiser for someone in their community and give that way than a larger established nonprofit that they may not trust to use their money wisely.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I think that there have probably been, there have been some reasons why people feel that way. There have been, places that misuse funds. There have been bad communications about how things are used. And for a lot of Gen Z, wanting to help their community, that's the direct way. Being able to crowdfund, sites like GoFundMe is such a direct way to help people that they can feel and see the impact of their gift right away, which can sometimes be a bit harder with larger nonprofits.
Yeah. Do you talk about the impact? Where do the funds go from this specific fundraising campaign? Do you earmark them towards certain programming or advertise that in any way?
Yeah. So we highlight kind of 7 designations or different areas of focus.
7. Wow.
So we have our Opportunity Fund. That's our annual unrestricted fund. We fundraise for athletics on CSP Day for both our athletic experience fund as well as individual sports. So it's also a big day for coaches as well. We fundraise for student scholarships as well as church work specific scholarships. We are a Lutheran university and we have a really great church work scholarship program for our students who are interested in going into that area. And that is, fueled by donors. We have our Chapman Center, which is kind of our academic success center. We have our on-campus food shelf, which is not just open to students, it's open to the whole community. I think that tends to be the most popular.
That pulls in
with
some.
with our young alumni.
Designate to one of the 7, or you're just advertising that this is the impact that the Day of Giving is driving?
They can designate to those 7, or they have the opportunity to give to any area that they want. We also have a student wellness fund that focuses on student programming.
Very progressive.
Yes. We really wanted to have funds like student wellness and Comments Cupboard where we can get those tangible effects for young donors who, if you give $25 to scholarships, I know that $25 does not pay for tuition.
Yeah, I know that
so
too.
Important. Not saying that that's not important because,
right, of course not.
If everybody had that mindset, then we wouldn't have anything.
Sure.
But if you are somebody who is focused on impact, then, giving $25 to a food shelf, that gets a week's worth of groceries. Yeah. And so for certain people. So
it's a nice diversity of opportunity for your donor to really personalize where they can envision, I think, where their money was going, which is really nice.
Yeah. So we have those areas, kind of different levels of tangibility, I think, for people to really find the area that means the most to them. And then, they can give to outside of those 7 that we advertise those, we share those, we post about those, but outside of that, they can give to wherever they want. They can give to student organizations that they were a part of. They can give to specific scholarship endowments, anything that interests them that might not be specifically uplifted. Because
so did you learn anything based on where the donations went? You know, did you walk away with an aha moment like, our donors are really interested in this, and that was a surprise, like wellness, for an example. Were there any aha moments?
They really showed out for our annual fund this year, which is awesome. We love to see it.
Sure.
But yeah, our student wellness and food shelf, they keep being very successful. A lot of employees are drawn to those as well. I would say most employees give to student wellness, our comments covered, our campus food shelf, or the opportunity fund. And I think that student wellness and the food shelf, you know, they know that students struggle with those things. They see that firsthand. And so being able to help with that is really important.
Nice. Very nice. So what are you most proud of your 3rd annual Day of Giving? What are you most proud of?
That is such a good question. I mean, there is just so much to be proud of for this year. I mean, of course, we have successful results from the numbers, but, you know, things like our happy hour and the on-campus activities we have for our students also were so well received this year. So it's hard to pick just one.
Okay, 2.
I would say the happy hour I am super proud of. That was
so that's going into next year's program, right? Okay.
Oh yes. That was something that I've kind of had the idea in the back of my mind for like the past year, and then we realized this year that it's something that we could make happen.
Good for you.
And it was just so great. It was, I can't stop saying about just like how great it was. It was so fun. It was such an amazing environment. You know, we were kind of worried being on campus that it would be like a little stuffy, you know, how some things can kind of get, but it was so relaxed. People were just like sitting and chatting. And
well, at that point, you had to be confident. You did your homework. You did your prep work. You did plenty of Day of Giving marketing, right? And now you are approaching your goal, right? How could it not be serene? So
it's like a celebration, true celebration at that point.
Of course.
Yeah.
Any shout outs? Anybody? Any corporate sponsors or board members or alumni or any or team members or volunteers that come to mind that need a shout out?
Yeah, I mean, my whole team, they're great. We are lucky to have a pretty large team of us. I think that there's maybe 13, 14 that are dedicated to fundraising, which is, I know, so lucky compared to some places that are maybe smaller shops. So my whole team did great. They are ready to go at any moment. I can say like, I need help with this. And they're like, I'm on it. I'm ready to go. And then our president, he is great. He has such amazing connections with our whole community. He is also just ready to go at a moment's notice. I ask him like, hey, can you do this? And he's like, aye, Captain, you're the boss on CSP Day. So he really empowers our whole team.
I love that approach.
Be successful.
I love the fact that you were able to take that leadership role and no matter who in the community, whatever their title was, that day it goes out the door. We're all for one for all. And there I went again, hitting my microphone. I had to stop talking with my hands. But that you all just pulled together and rallied together and accomplished what you needed to accomplish. So shout out to your president.
Yeah. And I would definitely shout out to our champions. They are kind of our Giving Day ambassadors. They help spread the word with their friends and family. And they also volunteer to help on campus. We have different
You're just activating everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we do. We want everyone to feel like they're a real connected part of CSP Day. And so they help volunteer. They help kind of create those fun moments for students to feel connected and just really help the day run smoothly. They are so important. They showed up prepared, ready to go. We didn't even
need machine over there.
Yes, they were amazing this year. We loved them. They did such a great job.
Okay, so
it's just such a team effort.
What are you hopeful for and looking forward to for next year?
I mean, just beating what we got this year, I think.
Happy hour's coming back. We know that. Another 10,000 on top of what you did this year. What else are you
Yeah,
looking forward to?
see how happy hour can grow. I think see more what we can do with digital ads. This year, we didn't get as good of a jump on planning as we probably could have. Again, it just comes from like being so new to this that we don't really know how much time we need to give ourselves. And so I think this year we can kind of keep that in mind more of like, what kind of ads can we do to really activate people? What kind of seeds can we plant ahead of time that maybe it's not necessarily a CSP Day ad, but it's kind of like getting people primed
Warmed
to
up,
see
yeah.
that.
Priming them up. Now, will Feather help with that? Are they involved in that process?
Yes, Michaela, again, she was so helpful with us strategizing and figuring out what kind of ads make sense for us. So I think that next year we'll definitely be able to do some really great things with that.
All right. So I can go on and on. I'm so excited for you. I think we're going to have you come back next year and, give us an update to see if we, climb the ladder. Will you be coming to Raise again this year? You attended last year, is that right?
Yes, I do plan on coming to Raise this year. I thought it was such a fun conference last year. There was so much
that
I got out of it.
Is that where you met Feather or no? Did you meet Feather at Raise or you knew them beforehand?
Somebody else on my team had met Feather at another conference before that, and I think at that point when I attended Raise and Feather was there, we were kind of in the talks of starting a contract with them. So I was able to be like, hey guys, we're going to be working with you. So that was fun.
Yes, of course. So if you had to give advice, I want to end with this because I'm sure, I heard so many fun things. You're trying new things. You're leaning into partners like Feather, to help where you can. You're activating everybody. What I love is that you really let the donor decide and have control and power over their donation. There were just so many opportunities and a way to support the way that felt personal to them. So great job, really great job. All the things that we talk about in our webinars and podcasts at the Raise conference, you're doing all the things. So I applaud you for sure. You have a great, your community should be very proud of you. But I think we have some audience members that are probably like, okay, I want to do this now too, and I can get better. What's your advice for them? Let's close with that, Emma.
Yeah, I think start small. Not all of this came at once.
Okay, fair.
We have been slowly building what we do every year I think this is the 10th CSP Day maybe. It started really small and it's just grown and grown since. Maybe you aren't able to do something this year, but you have time to plan. You have time to look forward to next year and start to consider what might be in the cards. So I think don't feel pressure to jump on everything at once. It's kind of good to know that timing is important and knowing when you're ready to take on more is really important. And I think that, not everything is for everyone. Like I think of, for example, with us, influencer marketing, Gen Z really look to influencers as kind of the authority on things these days. That is not going to work for us. We are not going to work with influencers. But for another organization, that might be a really smart move.
Yeah.
And so
it's awesome that you know that.
Yeah. And so just knowing that not everything is for everyone and maybe trying something one year, see how it goes, use data to inform your decisions, and then, be okay to say, you know what, that didn't get us the results we'd like. Let's move on to something else.
But if it's a happy hour and it worked really well, bring it back next year.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Get more. But, just know that, not everything is for everyone. I think you don't need to do everything. Just know what your limits are and what's going to resonate with your people. If you're doing something that's not going to resonate with your donor base, then what's the point, I guess?
I love the fact, though, that you know your donor base to be able to customize and personalize what you're doing. I think we try. That's step one. It's such a delight to talk to you. It's really exciting to see a giving day have so much success. So when you get off this podcast, what are you going to be working on next? What are the next few things looking for you?
Yeah, a lot of pulling data, a lot of kind of compiling reports, getting feedback. Data is so important to informing decisions. And so there's really no limit to the things that you can pull. So
and start for next year, right? Here goes March 20th, 2026.
Yes.
Yeah.
For
it's
sure.
a kickoff. Well, we wish you the
So
best
a
of
lot of
luck.
data.
I really appreciate you just sharing the freshness and the insights and your expertise and your passion. It's really exciting. So what's the college's mascot and motto? Do you have what?
We are the Golden Bears.
The Golden Bears, got it.
The Golden Bears. And we don't really have a motto per se.
Okay.
But it's kind of repeated. There's like this specific phrase that's repeated a lot in kind of our mission and vision. And that is all are welcome as we honor Christ, and really emphasizing the diversity of our community and know that we are all here under, our Lutheran church to serve our community and know that we will be led to the right path.
Yeah. Sounds like true servant leadership. So I applaud that. Well, go Emma, go Golden Bears. We're cheering you on. And I will be at Ray's in San Antonio, September 8th and 9th, at the Riverwalk. So, we need to grab coffee or breakfast or a croissant or whatever we have time for. I know it's a packed schedule there.
So
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I've never been to San Antonio before, so I'll need some recommendations.
So I was only there once, just for a site visit, a couple of months ago. It's beautiful. I could just walk the Riverwalk back and forth all day long. Of course, we won't have time for that because there'll be so many sessions, but I can't wait to see you there. Thank you for being a Raise alumni and for just sharing your insights today. It's fantastic. We're going to have to get you back on the show next year. I want to hear about the happy hour, the increased revenue, and what else you did new, because you're all about fresh, new, and fun. So that's really terrific. You have a great day. Congratulations to your team, and go Golden Bears.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Fearless Fundraisers, that's a wrap for today. A heartfelt thank you to our guests for sharing their stories, insights, and expertise. And to you, our fantastic audience, for everything you do to build brighter tomorrows in our communities. We hope today's content inspires you to amplify your mission and grow your impact. Don't forget to join us for new episodes every Thursday, wherever you listen to your podcasts, or catch us on YouTube and on demand at onecause.com. And before we go, we'd love your help in growing this podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, follow, and subscribe to Raise Nation Radio. Share it with a friend, and please leave us a review so we can continue delivering content that inspires and empowers. Raise Nation Radio is produced in partnership with One Cause, your go-to for digital fundraising solutions that connect nonprofits with their donors and drive results. Visit onecause.com or scan the QR code to schedule a one-to-one with their fundraising experts and explore the latest tools and innovations to help you reach more and raise more. Plus, be sure to check out their extensive catalog of free resources to support your mission. All the links are in the show notes. Raise Nation Radio is inspired by the annual Raise Conference, presented by One Cause. We'd love to see you in person at the next Raise event in September. It's a 2-day experience featuring over 35 CFRE accredited sessions, dynamic speakers, and the latest innovations from our sponsor pavilion, and priceless networking opportunities. And while you're there, don't miss the Fearless Fundraiser Party. It's where memories are made and lifelong friendships are formed. Secure your spot today at onecause.com/raise. The link is also in the show notes. Until next time, thank you for tuning in, and as always, stay fearless.